Welcome to the August episode of Celebrate Meridian, our monthly look at all things Meridian. Tonight I will be joined by Ada County Commissioner Rick Izaguirre, who will be talking about Ada County and Meridian and what the future holds for our community. It is hard to believe that summer is actually wrapping up and our students will be returning to school. Many of you here in our community recently took part in the Meridian Dairy Days Carnival earlier in June, then the Meridian Arts Festival and Independence Day celebration just last month. Even though we have had many events this summer, there are some great events still taking place this month and happening later in September that you won't want to miss. First, if you haven't had a chance to check out the Meridian Farmers Market and Bazaar, then you are truly missing out. The farmers market is a combination of a normal farmers market, but with the addition of an artisan market that also provides a great experience. This weekly family-friendly event provides activities for children at no cost. The market has been designed with our residents in mind. It's open every Saturday, making it convenient for residents to stop by on your weekend. And it provides also a cultural experience for everyone who stops by. The Meridian Farmers Market and Bazaar is open every Saturday from 9 to 1, and it's held on the corner of Eagle and Fairview, bringing farmers, merchants, and experiences for you to enjoy each and every week. Another great way to enjoy Meridian is by attending the Meridian Community Block Party scheduled for this next month in September on the 15th. The block party is sponsored by Rehab Authority, and it looks to be the biggest block party yet. This event is a great way to wind down the summer season and come together as a community. From great food to amazing inflatables, great recreation classes, and the block party simply has something for everyone. I encourage you and your family to attend this family-friendly event at Settlers Park from 11 to 4 on September 15th. In September, we will also see an event that I know our business community is excited for, as Meridian Business Day returns to City Hall. It's hosted by the City of Meridian and the Idaho Department of Labor. This event is a day of education and networking that has been developed by Meridian small business leaders and owners. It is designed to help ensure the continued success of our Meridian businesses, as well as the surrounding areas, by continually focusing on building critical and crucial business relationships. This event is free to attend, open to the public, and includes a hosted lunch. Attendees must register and can do so by visiting meridianbusinessday.com. So keep an eye on meridiancity.org for more information about these events and even more going on in our great community. With so much going on in Meridian, it's such a blessing that we can host so many great events year-round to help and support our community. These events and celebrations could not happen without the help of our community and the many volunteers who are always looking to make a difference and to give a little back. I would like to extend a heartfelt appreciation and thank you to all those who look for a way to give back to our community. I encourage you that if you are ever interested in becoming more involved, don't hesitate to gather a couple of friends or coworkers and volunteer at the local food bank or go out and address a need in your neighborhood and our community, because together we can help guarantee to keep Meridian safe, enjoyable, and growing well into the future. Up next is a feature on a student who is doing just that and is dedicated to making a difference in our community. Join me as we spotlight Caleb Knapp as this month's Future Leader of the Month.
Intelligent, kind, and dedicated, this month's student leader, Caleb Knapp, is active in the community and has an incredible passion for music.
Oh yeah, I love music, everything about music. Listening to music and making music, writing songs. I have a great guitar teacher. He's really helped me a lot, just really pull everything out of me, all talent, I just love it.
Caleb was just voted as the communications officer for MIAC and is very excited for this opportunity to get students more involved and engaged in the local community.
In MIAC this year, I ended up getting voted to the position for the communications person. I'm really excited to do that. Basically, tell people there's MIAC and update the Facebook page and stuff like that. I'm really excited. Being on what we call the executive council, I get to put my ideas into what the chair or vice chair or secretary or anybody like that thinks that we should do for something. I get to have my opinion in it. It's just a great opportunity. I really want to help bring more people in too, more to tell people about it.
The changes Caleb would like to see in the future is focused mainly on kids in his age group and covers decreasing the amount of drugs and bullying among teens.
I would like to see definitely drug use go down, cigarettes and smoking. A lot of that happens, where no one sees. And I'd also like to stop bullying, because it really hurts people. And like I said, I feel really bad for them.
Caleb Knapp, your Meridian Student Leader of the Month.
Welcome back. Tonight we're joined by Ada County Commissioner Rick Izaguirre. I want to thank you for joining us here this evening.
My pleasure. Nice to be here.
Well, maybe we can start off by giving our audience a little bit of your background and how you became an Ada County Commissioner.
Love to. I was actually born and raised in Marsing. I don't know if you knew that, but I went to high school there, and my dad was the mayor of Marsing, and so I was born and raised in a small community, and I've always decided that I wanted to raise my family in a similar setting. So in 1980, we actually moved to Eagle and bought a business there and raised my 3 daughters there. And of course, when you're in a small community, as you well know, you get involved in the Lions Club and the Chamber of Commerce and on and on and on. And I've always enjoyed doing that civic kind of effort. So started off as a fire commissioner. I was asked to finish a term of a former commissioner that had to leave the area. So I did that for, 10 years, and then there was a vacancy on the city council, and there were a couple of candidates running, and the business community was not particularly happy with either one of those, so they said, would you consider it? And I never really had any idea to get involved, and I did, and I was on the city council for 8 years, and then another 5 as mayor, and always had a passion for local government. As you well know, it's what everybody says, it's the level of government that's closest to the people, and I think it's the most rewarding because it's problem solving and interaction with the locals, and it's a great way to give back. And I was kind of watching where I thought I might want to go next, and watching the county commission, and I ran for commissioner, and I'm actually in my 10th year as a commissioner, and I really enjoy it.
Wow,
Great
time
job.
really
I
goes
know.
fast.
It's my 4th term, 10th year.
Wow. Now, so you served 2 terms as the mayor. Well, you
Yeah,
ended one
and a
you
half.
served
Yeah, and did
a
another.
full term.
Right.
What is the difference between being a mayor and being a county commissioner?
Well, they're similar in a lot of ways with the interaction with the public, but the way the county does business, I think, is a little bit different, and the budgeting is different, and I think a mayor, you're more social, and you go to more ribbon cuttings, and you have an opportunity to be seen socially more than you do as a county commissioner, in my mind. I see the commission as, and I'm sure you do similar in your job, it's a big business. We have 1,700 employees, and our budget is from 185 million to 200 million a year now. So it's what I enjoy is managing that in the interaction with the people. And I don't have quite the exposure that I did when I was the mayor to the public. It's not quite as close for whatever reason.
Well, and I think being a mayor and being involved at the city level, you almost see the instant results of some of the decisions you make. It is more personal. I would imagine at the county level, because it is bigger, you don't have some of the more instant or
Good point. You lose
immediate
that.
results that we see.
You lose
And
that closeness.
yes, I love what I do.
Yeah,
Um,
and you do it well.
Can you tell me what some of the things that you do as a commissioner, the services that the county provides, that's
Sure.
different from what the city
Sure.
does?
I've learned, I thought I knew quite a bit about county government coming into the job, but as you all know, you don't have any idea what you're getting into till you're there for a while, or the depth of it all. But it's really sort of an extension of the state in my mind. A lot of the duties that we do have been passed on by the state legislature. In some cases, I think it's because they didn't want to do it. They were looking for a place for it to land, so they pushed it to county government, with no money to follow, so somewhat of an unfunded mandate. But there are actually 9 elected officials, 3 county commissioners, as you all know, plus we have the clerk. I always leave somebody out. The clerk, the prosecutor, the coroner, the sheriff, the assessor, and the treasurer. So the other 6 plus the 3 county commissioners. So it's a unique form of government. Obviously, we're all elected by the general public, and the only way that we can manage those other 6, the 3 commissioners manage the other 6, is through the budget process. So the other elected officials have the ability to hire and fire and do whatever they think is appropriate for their respective area. But when it comes time to budget, that's how we commissioners weigh in on how they do business. But then once that budget is set, they can pretty much spend that money within that line item.
Right.
So it makes for some sometimes pretty challenging situations if you don't get along with your other elected officials. My experience has been positive in the you find a way to make it work.
Well, and I know that one of the things that you do that works with another elected official is the property assessments. One of those
Right.
elected officials oversees the assessment of properties, and some of the appeals come to you.
Right.
So can you give us an idea how are properties assessed?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Again, that's Bob McQuaid. He's the assessor right now, and he's been in that assessor for quite a few years and worked in the department for even many more than that, so he does his job very well. But how that actually works, he has a body of appraisers that work for him, and every 5 years they have to go out and actually visually appraise every property in the county. So you're on a 5-year rotation with your home, for example, where they have to come and see if you made any improvements or if the roof needs replaced or whatever. They can do a visual inspection, and if they need to get inside, they have to get permission for you to do that. So they come on site every 5 years. Then in the interim years, they sit down and they do a value based on projected increases or decreases in the subdivision. So that's more of a market analysis that they do from the desk. So they do that in the off year. But the snapshot in time to set the value was January 1 of every year. So the value on your home for this year was set last January 1. And the bills come out, or not the bills, the market analysis comes out, and I think it comes out towards the end of this month. It does. It's usually prior to Memorial Day. So you'll be seeing your assessed value coming out. If you don't agree with it, there's a window of time, usually during the end of the month, between the end of the month and about the middle of June, where you have an opportunity to call the assessor's office and say, my property is overvalued or undervalued, and I think you need to make the change for whatever reason. You can
And when they bring those appeals to you,
Yeah.
how do you make those determinations?
Well, that's the first step. If you can't agree with your appraiser, if you can't settle, you can come to what we call the Board of Equalization, which is another state process that
Which happens in June,
yeah,
right?
it's the last Monday in June through the second Tuesday in July. So prior to that, you're not happy with your value, you fill out a form, and you get in the queue to come visit with the county commissioners. And we sit in a similar setting like the city council does, or we're doing here, and the appraiser gets up and we'll speak to the value of your home, and then you can make a point, and at the end of the day we decide. We do it fairly quickly because generally we have so many, and we'll say we'll either agree with the assessor or you, or find some middle ground.
Now, also the county assists ITD, the Idaho Transportation Department, with vehicle licensing and registration.
Right, right. That's another extension of the state. As you well know, we consolidated a lot of those functions, particularly the driver's license side of it, to one facility, which is on Benjamin Street now. And that's where you go to get your license. I don't know if you've been in that building. You go in,
Yes, I have.
and one side is for driver's licenses, the other side is for your license plates. The assessor's office does the license plate, vehicle registration piece. The sheriff does the driver's license. So that's been challenging for us in that we've consolidated 2.5 sites. We used to have a site downtown for driver's licensing to that one spot, so it's interesting. But I think we've found a way to speed up the process and move people through there.
And what is involved in?
And that comes under Chris Rich, who's the clerk of the court, and it's unbelievable the amount of paperwork that they process. Anytime you get a citation or you appear for a judge, they have to track that, a marriage, divorce, on and on and on. Any court action, they track. Anything related to property, they track. So it's a huge effort.
And that's all at the Ada County Courthouse,
right,
correct?
Right, at the courthouse. One thing that's kind of come up on our radar screen there is just the storage space required to keep all that detail for a certain period of time. I don't know what the statute of limitations is. Some of it, it's forever, but others, there's a 7 and 9 and 10 year period where you have to keep that. And we're trying to electronically scan that in and save storage space. So that's the big move, but it's a huge undertaking.
It is. We've been doing it ourselves.
I'm sure you
and,
have a lot of that.
I think we're halfway through it and well on our way to through trying to get to fully digitalized record keeping.
Right.
Yeah.
We're a long ways away, but that's where we're headed. That's the future.
So what is your favorite part of the job?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Great question. As commissioners, we have a number of departments and we have liaison assignments. I don't know if you do that at the city where each particular council member goes out and represents a number of different departments. And I have a business background, so I get to do the fair, Expo Idaho and the fairgrounds and Barber Park. And that's probably my favorite liaison.
So what are the different liaison positions?
It's all the respective departments of the county. The landfill could be one. Juvenile detention is another one that I have that I enjoy. I go out to juvenile hall and sit in the courtroom with the judges and get to interact with the director there and the employees and the kids, and that's pretty rewarding. Each of the respective elected officials, we have individual interaction with them. And if they need to get before the full commission, we bring them into the staff meeting or whatever. But it's just it's an opportunity for a commissioner to have contact with all the department heads. And
Well, I think there are a lot of people who don't realize that the Ada County is so involved in the fairgrounds and all the activities that go that are part of that, because you have things going on most all the time.
Right. It's 250 acres. It's in the middle of Garden City, as you well know. It's not in the city limits.
Mayor Evans is
Mayor
a bit
Evans.
more.
He's very well aware of it, and we have a good working relationship with him, and I think it's been a good partnership to have that there. But it has horse racing, that just got started here a couple of weeks ago. That's seemed to found a new life in the community, and they're doing very well. The RV park, we just took it back last year, and we've renovated that and released it to the folks that do your RV park here in Meridian. Can't think of their names, but it's the same business that are managing both parks right now, and doing very well. Very happy with the service they're providing us.
Well, good. I think that was long overdue, wasn't it?
Yeah. The previous lease was for 20 years for, I think it was $20 a year or something. So.
Now, the county is a large partner in emergency responding and planning county-wide unexpected
Right.
events and those kind of things. Work closely with the cities. Certainly one of the emergency responders that you have direct oversight to at the county level is our paramedic program.
Right.
And they have now substations across the county. You've have a new approach to that, or just an expanded approach?
Yeah, I think it's expanded. You know, Troy Hagan, who's our EMS director, does a great job for us, and you know they've done a lot of research as to call volume and strategically locating stations, and I think they've tried to work closely with the fire people. And in the last few years, I believe that relationship has gotten much better, and how they mutually work together and where to locate stations and that sort of thing. So.
Now, I recently learned about the Community Guardian program.
The Board of Community Guardians. It's very interesting, and it's kind of a growth area for us too, just because of the aging of the population and what's happening with the economy. But we are actually, it's a volunteer program. We do have one full-time paid employee right now. Marika Clark is her name, and she does an excellent job for us. But if you were in a situation where you were totally broke, totally destitute, no family, no resources, not available to take care of your affairs, a judge, one of our judges downtown, would appoint you a guardian, and that guardian would look after you. And there's no money that comes with it. Marika finds volunteers to be guardians, and then she trains them up. They have to pass background checks and that sort of thing. But you get assigned to a senior person, and you look after them.
That's great. Now,
I mean, you take them
if
to the
someone
store
was
and if
interested, how could they get involved?
Either contact me or, I would say contact me at the Board of Ada County Commissioners and adaweb.net. You can find some information on it at the website. Marika is, you need to meet her. She'd probably be a good guest for you to have on your show. And it's very rewarding to reach out and help these seniors, because she'll actually, you buy clothes for them, you find out what their interests are. Around the holidays, around Christmas, we figure out what they need, and some of them just want a book to read or clothing, and so it's a great program that's not funded, and there's a growing need for it.
Well, there's a lot going on at the county, and believe it or not, our time is already up. It goes
is
so
hard
quickly.
to believe. It does.
But I would like to thank you for joining us here today and sharing a little bit more about the county and what you're involved in and what you're passionate about. So thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Up next is a profile on a local business that is made for these August nights. Join me as we profile Meridian-owned High Desert Harley-Davidson.
With the highest percentage of first-time Harley riders across the nation, High Desert Harley is attracting and serving a wide range of customers right here in Meridian.
We serve a wide range of customers, mostly male customers, but we have a large percentage of women riders too. About 20% of our customers are women. And it's probably the highest percentage of women riders anywhere in the United States, and also the highest percentage of first-time Harley-Davidson owners.
The values put into Harley-Davidson products such as hard work, determination, and reliability is mirrored at the High Desert Harley location in Meridian. They're making a name that is recognized across the entire western region of the country. High Desert Harley is not just a store to shop in, but a destination to experience.
We entertain people when they come in. They want to come in here. They want to spend time here. They want to have a good time. And as long as we can keep our customers here and entertained and having a good time, they're actually going to be spending more of their dollar on what we sell. So it makes really good business sense.
While not only surviving through the tough economic times, but actually thriving through them, High Desert Harley particularly accredits their success due to being conveniently located in the heart of the economic center in Meridian, and couldn't think of a better location to call home.
Whether they're a friend or a colleague or anybody that's a good business person to locate in Meridian, because this is the hub. this is the beehive. This is right where if you can't make it in Meridian, you can't make it. Just like if you can't make it in New York, you can't make it anywhere. So if you can't make it in Meridian, then your business model and your product is not going to make it anywhere.
High Desert Harley, a successful business that is right for its customers right here in Meridian.
And now, one of my favorite parts of our show is when we get to answer a question from the community as part of our Ask the Mayor.
Okay, Mayor, does the City of Meridian offer any type of social or mainly physically active programs for seniors other than what Parks and Rec offers?
The city is incredibly committed to our seniors. Earlier this spring, the city held 2 town halls focused on senior transportation. We always host AARP and City Hall for free tax preparation services. In addition to the senior classes offered by the City Parks and Recreation Department, the city also partners with the Meridian Senior Center that hosts a variety of classes and programs at little or no charge. Interested seniors are always encouraged to call the Meridian Senior Center at 888-5555 to find out what new offerings the Senior Center is providing. At the very least, make plans to visit the Center at the Park, Meridian's new senior center at the Julius M. Kleiner Park. This amazing facility is located in Kleiner Park, and it offers a technology center, an art room, and a dining area with an amazing view. The Meridian Senior Center is open from 8 to 2, Monday through Friday. Well, I'd like to thank Rick Izaguirre for joining me tonight. Next month, my guest will be Superintendent Dr. Linda Clark, talking about the Joint School District Number 2 and the year ahead. I look forward to discussing our amazing community with her. Would you like to be featured on Ask the Mayor? If so, email me at mayortammy@meridiancity.org. Also, you can watch past episodes of Celebrate Meridian anytime on the city website. Thanks for joining me tonight. I look forward to seeing you here next month, where together we will find new and exciting ways to celebrate Meridian.